Hey yo, and welcome to the dojo. My name is Code, and today we're going to be taking a look at an early opening of a Temporal Forces booster box. Quite excited about this set. I play the TCG, so there's a lot going on with the set. The set, of course, comes with the rotation of cards, and it brings us a new mechanic, as every good start of a new rotation does, which is the A-Spec cards, of which there are, I think, 6 in this set. There's the Prime Catcher, the Hero's Cape, there's the Ancient Drum, there's the Future one too, a bunch of A-Specs. I believe I've heard that you get roughly 2 A-Specs per box, so we'll see if that holds true. And there's, of course, a bunch more future and ancient Pokemon in this set. You have the legendary dogs in their ancient forms, and then you have what do you call the guys like Virizion and stuff? What are those Pokemon? I'm actually not sure, but whatever they're called, you have those as future Pokemon in this set as well. But enough talking. Let's get pulling. Let's unfold it. Pack's falling out already. You'll love to see it. So on the front, we have the, I believe it's Roaring Wake, which is the Suicune ancient form. We have the Raging Bolt, which is Raikou, of course. Here we have one of the future Pokemon. I believe that is Iron Crown. Obviously known on the bottom. And we have the Virizion future Pokemon, which is Iron Leaves, I do believe. Let's take a look at these pack arts too. So we got the pack art for Raikou, aka Raging Bolt. We got the Iron Crown. Would love to pull some of these. I would love to make a future deck, so that would be cool to pull. We have the Roaring Wake, the Suicune-like, and the Iron Leaves. We'll go with these fellas first, and we'll see what we're getting. Energy. I have not looked at the set list for this, so I'm not sure what's all in here. So we're just gonna go nice and slow at the beginning, enjoy these artworks. We got the Heatmore, the Roly-Coly by a Train, the Asmurol, Chillin', the Yamper, always cute. Ranunculus, I don't even know that Pokemon. Okay, we have our first Ancient Supporter. I believe it's the only new Ancient Supporter in this set. Definitely going to be a staple of the new Mill archetype that requires you to play an Ancient Supporter to discard more cards. We got a Latias. Did not know they were in the set. Okay, we got our first reverse is a Great Tusk. It's not the good Great Tusk in the set. There's 2. We got a Lickitung, and we got a Roaring Moon. I'll happily pull some Roaring Moons. That's another deck I am looking forward to create here, as well as the Ancient Box deck. All right, pack number 2. We did pull the Ancient Pokemon in the Ancient deck. All right, we got the Mudbray, the Minccino, of course, a new staple for our friend Lugia with the Cinccino that does a multiplier for each colorless energy attached to your Pokemon, or special energy, I should say. Rockruff. We got Mr. Litten the Kitten looking sly on the 4th of July. Ooh, the Rabsca, a very playable card with the ability of the Spherical Shield, prevent all damage from effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to your benched Pokemon. So this guy is acting as a Manaphy and Jirachi 2-in-1, but even better because Jirachi is limited to working on basic Pokemon, whereas the Rabsca, is that how I say that? I think so. Works for any Pokemon, so definitely a playable card. Is a stage 1 though, of course, which you have to have balance. That's why it's a little worse. Fortress, the Full Metal Lab. Metal gets a playable stadium. Maybe Dialga V-Star will finally become a deck. Licky. We got the Meryl. Hey, there we go. And we get our first hit of the day. We get a Raging Bolt. Going to be a splashable card, if not its own deck. You can definitely see this fella being powered up in the likes of Lost Box, and of course if you're playing an ancient deck with Seda to accelerate a bunch of energy, that 70 times for basic energy discarded is going to be quite playable. We'll take that. I think I forgot to pull the energy on that one. All right, we got our first hit of the day. We will take it. Let's see if we can pull some more water energy for those keeping track. We got the Cutiefly, Drillbur. He's looking cool. I like him. The Relor, Ponyta, Heavy Baton, definitely a playable card, going to be played in those future decks. Currently in Japan, we see it quite often. It attaches to Pokemon that have exactly 4 retreat cost, and you're basically able to, it's like a better EXP share. Share out 3 energy to some of your other Pokemon. Got the Mist Energy. I believe this is the only special energy in the set. It's basically prevent all effects of attacks done by your opponent's Pokemon. So if you're looking for a Giratina shield, or what else is there? The Roaring Moon EX. This buddy is going to be your friend if those ever become dominant in the meta. Got the Sandy Shocks. We got the Palafin, the Cinescorch, and a Whimsicott. We got the Bronzor, another Mudbray, Ghastly. Of course, we do have a Gengar in this set, a Finizen, a Full Metal Lab, a Glork, Shaman, the Minchino, the good Great Tusk. This is the one I was mentioning earlier with the Land Collapse attack. Discard the top card of your deck. If you played an Ancient Supporter card during your turn, discard 3 more in the same way. So a mill deck is coming into play in standard format. We got the Electabuzz, the Bramblin, the Giraffrig, the Roselia, Delcatty. We have one of the only reprints in the set. Both of the booster energy capsules got reprinted in this set. A new Iron Hands with a paralyzing attack. Another new Iron Hands. A Bellloom. And a Miraidon, who's going to be a staple of the future archetype. Has the awesome attack, Peak Acceleration, dealing 40 damage, and you search your deck and accelerate 2 basic energy and attach them to your future Pokemon. Pretty easy to pull off, obviously, if on turn 1 going second. I think that Miraidon's going to see quite a bit of play while it's in format. We got the Dunsparce, Tsunami. He's got the trail in the background, digging through that snow. The Pikachu, the Scyther, the Fortress, Vikavolt, Latias, Delcatty. Ooh, we haven't seen the Charcoal yet. Interesting art, interesting art. And the Feraligatr with the Torrential Heart. If you put 5 damage counters on this Pokemon, it does 120 more to your opponent's active. So you can be hitting up to 280 if you put those damage counters on yourself for 2 water energy, but you can't attack the next turn. Not bad, not bad. The Grubbin, Medicham, Tranquil, our friend Mr. Mime, Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, Iron Treads, the first time we've seen him, another future Pokemon. One of the most playable cards in the set, of course, is the Buddy Buddy Poffin. Kind of our replacement for Battle VIP Pass, not quite the same, but good for pretty much any evolution deck. Of course, we can search our deck for 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and put them onto our bench. So quite similar to Battle VIP Pass. Of course, you have that HP restriction on here, but also on here, you can play it any turn of the game, whereas Battle VIP Pass became dead cards after turn 1. So I think that's a pretty fair trade-off. Definitely will see play in any evolution deck. Another Miraidon, Zerora. Ooh, and we get our second EX hit of the day. We get the Incineroar EX, which has a Hustle Play. Attacks by this Pokemon costs colorless less for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So if they got a full bench, you can be hitting for 240 for 1 energy. So that's pretty cool. Of course, if your opponent sees that you're playing the Littens, they're probably going to catch on to your strategy and probably not overbench. Probably just have 1 or 2 Pokemon on the bench, but kind of interesting. Incineroar. Not sure if it will turn into a real deck, though. Next up, Iron Leaves. I was going to say Virizion, or Verizon Wireless, as some people say. We got the Sizzlipede, Meryl, Gullet, Uljim, Great Tusk, Bronzong, Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, Tranquil, a Litten the Kitten, and our friend Relicanth, who has the very interesting ability, Each of your evolved Pokemon can use the attacks from its previous evolutions. So not too dissimilar from other mechanics we've had in the game previously, like the level X Pokemon. I know we just pulled the Incineroar EX. There's been some hype and speculation online where maybe you pair it with this Relicanth, and then there's some decent pre-evolutions that have attacks that you could use as well, so you're not always relying on the Blaze Blast from the Incineroar EX. We got the Raichu. I do love that art on that Raichu. Just chilling. See like the rounded world. That's right, flat earthers. The world is round. And just enjoying the sun. Instani, Bronzor, Mudray, not a cute card. Lycanroc, Delcatty. We've pulled a lot of them Delcatties. Another Capsule, the Giraffe. There we go. Let's go. We have the Golden Gouging Fire EX. Let's go. I believe there's gold cards for all of the legendary dogs and legendary whatever you call those other ones in the set. Very cool. This goes very well with my Raging Bolt. We will set that aside. But I did want to talk about the Drampa because I just think it's a really cool illustration of this Pokemon. And there's an illustration rare of this, and that's probably my favorite illustration rare that I've seen in the set, at least. I have seen that card. Very cool. All right, we're hitting some fire with the Gouging Fire. Let's see if we can keep it rolling. If you're liking this, hit that like button. Leave a comment. Do those things for the algorithm. If not, whatever. Just enjoy the packs. The Melton. We still haven't pulled our ace specs yet. Still hoping we get those. The Rockruff. Because I need some action for my deck. We'll take more Buddy Buddy Poffins. Zerora, Totodile, Ranunculus, and the Fluttermane. We'll definitely take a Fluttermane. The Midnight Fluttering, as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities except for Midnight Fluttering. Very cool. Definitely will see play. Ghastly, Finizen, Dunsparce, the Snom, another Hands, Heavy Baton for our hands. Mist Energy, Shroomish. Hey, and there is our first illustration rare. I have not seen this card. I did not know it was in here. Litten the Kitten. Where is the real cat? I see a couple Littens in this picture. There's a book on kittens. This person is obsessed with cats. That's cool little art though. We will take it. Very cool card. Beautiful card. And our last card was the Dunsparce, which we haven't seen yet, which has the ability Runaway Draw. Once during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. If you drew cards this way, you may shuffle this Pokemon and all of the cards attached back into your deck. Hey, there's our buddy Litten coming back out to play. Would still love to see that ace spec pop up here. Lickitung, Chargebug, there's a Sharpedo, Metagross. There's a really good Metang in this set, but we haven't seen it yet. The Roserade, another Dunsparce, Scyther, and a Koraidon. I don't think we've seen the Koraidon yet. A staple of the baby ancient deck. He has the 30 times for each ancient Pokemon in play, and he also does have a Shred. Ancient Pokemon do have a little bit interesting energy costs, but definitely doable with the Setas. Pikachu, Scyther, Sizzlepede, Marill, Sandy Shocks, Behemoth. I don't know how to say that Pokemon's name. Rapidash. We got the Ekans. We got the Mightyena. Hey, and we got the Skulvillian EX, which is not dual typed like it has been sometimes in the past with Delta species and whatnot. I believe this card was a gym promo in Japan, but we just get it on our main set here in the Western world. Skulvillian EX. That is going to be a disaster of a mess to pick up later. But y'all don't have to watch me do that. We got the Slug, Soloist, Skitty, Electabuzz, the Excadrill, Keldeo, Dehemize. I don't know how to say that Pokemon's name. Morty's Conviction. First time seeing this card today. You may use this card if you discard a card from your hand, draw for each benched Pokemon of your opponents. Kind of cool. We got a Pidove, has an interesting ability that suggests there might be a Pidove or an Unpheasant EX later in the format. and we have a Iron Valiant, of which I believe there are 2 baby Iron Valiants in this set, and that's considered the bad one. Golett, the Melton, the Nuzleaf, Bolton, the Mudsdale, first time seeing the big horsey. Ooh, Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking will definitely take that card. Search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle your deck, and then put those cards back on the top in any order you like. It allows you to stack your deck, which is really good with all the different draw Pokemon that are in format. We got the Curlia's Refinement that allows you to draw 2. We have the Bibarel, which allows you to fill your hand to 5. There's a lot of ways you can get access to those top cards the same turn you play this card, so very good. Definitely playable. Oh, hi! And we get our first A-Spec of the day. We get the Master Ball. Kind of going into this, Master Ball was thought to be the worst A-Spec by most people, but hey, it won the first major tournament in Japan with the Lugia list. Look how pretty these A-Specs are. For those of you that have not held one, they are not like textured. Like they don't have the ribs like some cards do, but they do have, I don't know, something to them. You can kind of tell that by looking at it. It's not like, let me get a normal Pokemon card. You can see the way the light hits it, it's different. It's like diffused, it has all these like little bumps on it, and like the A-Spec words and stuff are embossed on the card a little bit. Gorgeous cards, gorgeous cards. Would love to get a prime catcher yet today, but we will see what we can do. And our next pack starts with Bramlin, the Giraffe, the Rose, the Fly. Hey, the Cinchino, we talked about it earlier. It has that special roll. This attack does 70 damage for each special energy card attached to this Pokemon. The new single prize mainstay attacker of Lugia. I've tested this deck a little bit, and I mean, it can hit the high numbers, of course, but you really tear through energy if you need to be hitting for those big numbers. Like if you're knocking out Charizard EXs, you go through your energy quite quickly. So it'll be interesting to see how popular that deck actually gets. It does make Lugia playable again, though, for better or for worse. The Minchino to go with our Cinchino friend. Rockruff, the Litten, the Kitten, the Shroom. Hey, a Sawbuck. I don't think we've seen a Deerlane in the set, but changing season. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a stadium, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Not really. Got another new stadium. I don't think we've seen this. During your Pokemon checkup, put 2 more damage counters onto each poison non-dark Pokemon. So stack this with what? Radiant Sneasler, and I'm sure there's the Brute Bonnet with the Ancient Booster energy capsule on it. Start pumping out some massive poison damage between turns. The Unpheasant, Reverse Raichu, the Arbok to go with our Ekans friends, and hey yo, look at that Scizor EX. Beautiful card. I love the like bluish hexagon-y background we got on here. It's got Steel Wing. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 50 less damage. And the Cross Breaker for 2 metal, discard 2 metal energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 for each card discarded this way. Discard up to 2, so it can hit 240. All right, 270 health. It's a sick looking card. Gen 2 Scizor was always one of my favorites. Very cool. We got the Drillbur Nappin, the Relor, the Pony, the Little Bird, the Parrot, Mr. Tusks, the Delkitty, Explorer's Guidance, the Golett, Electabuzz, and an Iron Thorns. A good attacker for a future deck. The Lickitung, Chargebug, the Slug, Centiskorch, Palafin, Eerie. We have not talked about Eerie yet. I don't think we've seen it. Your opponent reveals their hand. You may discard up to 2 item cards you find there. Quite disruptive. Maybe the way decks like Arceus continue their disruption even with some of the cards they've lost now. They no longer have Path, but maybe Eerie is their new disruption option. We'll see. I don't think we've seen the Turtonor. It's an interesting little art. Iron Shreds and a Roaring Moon. All right, this is our last pack on this half of the box. We got the boxed order. New item card, not very good. Baby Screamtail, Nuzleaf, the Skitty, and we got a Ancient Koraidon EX. This Pokemon does 60 damage to itself with the Korizor Tackle, not great. 280 is a good number, but doing 60 yourself isn't that awesome. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. I don't know about that one, but a hit is a hit. We will take it. Alright, Carvanha, Ekans, Turtwig, Iron Hands, another Morty. We love to see the supporters. Shifty, the Schnom. Ooh, we get the Cutiefly, illustration rare. Chilling out at the water fountain, apparently. Cutieflies with the evolution of the Cutiefly, which I forget the name, in the background, chilling. I do love the illustration rares from this generation as well. And another Fluttermane. We'll take a second Fluttermane. Ribombee? Is that how I say that? Alright. I do have a huge gap in my Pokemon knowledge. I basically got back into Pokemon during, like, around when was it Fusion Strike came out? And before that, I had not collected since, man. The last set I bought like a lot of was the Neo series back in the day. So all of those in-between years of Pokemon. I mean, I've stayed a Pokemon fan. I've played the games, except the Sun and Moon series. But don't know some of those middle generations as well, that's for sure. We got the Mushroom, the Lickitung, Slugma, Solosis. See, like, I don't know where they come from. Galuk, Shaman, another code breaking. Probably only need 2 for any deck. Box order, the Hauntor. Freeze, sir. What have you been up to today? Caught in the act. Another Relicanth. We got the Chatot, Carvanha, Ekans, the Breloom, Rapidash, the Boltund, the Whimsicott, another Bolt, and our, I believe, second Feraligatr, Scyther, Skitty the Kitty, Electabuzz, Bramblin, Vikavolt, another Great Tusk. Okay, I think that's 3. Okay, we have not pulled the Salvatore yet, so we'll talk about Salvatore. Search your deck for a Pokemon that has no abilities and evolves from one of your Pokemon, and put it onto that Pokemon, evolve it, then shuffle your deck. You can use this card on a Pokemon that you put down when you're setting up for play, or a Pokemon that was just put into play this turn. So it allows you to, kind of like the old school rare candies under very certain conditions, just evolve right away. Definitely going to be played in something at some point. We got the rescue board. I think this might be our first rescue board too. Definitely going to be a staple in Lost Box. Lost Box got its air balloon replacement. We got the Turtwig, who cannot be grabbed by the Buddy Buddy Poffin because he's too chunky of a boy with the 80 HP. The Pooch. This is one of my favorite arts in the set. Like, this Wiglet just chilling, looking to the side when all of its other brethren are just up in the sky. That's cute. Cute idea. Meltan, the Mudsdale, another code breaking. Sazbuk, the Ponyta, the little parrot, and another Dunsparce. Alright. I think we've only gotten 1 hit on this side of the box so far. So I'm gonna call out. I'm feeling something right here. This is gonna be our second ace spec in this pack. Fire energy for a fire hit. That's what I'm thinking. We got the Giraffe, Miss Rosie, Cutiefly, the Drillbur, the Bronzong, Excadrill, the Screamtail, Vikavolt, Excadrill. Alright, no ace spec, but we do get our first hit on this side of the box, or second hit, first EX, which is our Gouging Fire. Will go very nicely with our gold Gouging Fire that we already hit today. The hats, and you can see it even better on the gold card, but let me pull it back up. The hats that these Pokemon are wearing this generation, it's a sin. Like, how are you supposed to make cool looking arts when they're all wearing these silly hats? I don't know. The Terra stuff, I wish they would have done it a little differently with the cards. Banana hat, there we go. It does look like bananas, doesn't it? It's like a bushel of bananas. That can't be unseen now. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. The Seedot, Totodile, Deerling, Pidove, another Jungle Stadium, Unpheasant, the Centiskorch. There we go. There we go. There is our second ace spec of the day. we will definitely take a reboot pod because the future decks are something that I definitely want to be building. Again, these A-spec cards do look quite stunning, if you do ask me. And the reboot pod, of course, says attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to each of your future Pokemon. So you can get a massive energy acceleration on your turn. Very, very cool. Rillor, Ponyta, the little parrot, the Cotton Ball, Zeraora. I do like this Zeraora art. That's pretty cool. He's like being Batman fighting crime in the city streets, or something like that. With the shocking knuckle, definitely a vigilante fighter. There's the good Iron Valiant. I think it's the first time we've pulled this one today. The Sharpedo, the Torracat, the Rapska, and the Bramblegast. The Hoothoot. I think it's the first time we saw Hoothoot today. Chilling on the branch. Another Morty. We'll take all of the supporters. Bianca's Devotion. First time seeing her today. Heal all damage from one of your Pokemon that has 30 HP or less remaining. Interesting. Not sure where we're playing that. If we're playing that. Another Miraidon. We'll take the Miraidons. We got the Pineco. We like our Pineco friend, the Mawile. Meditate. Another Lava Dude. Another Fish Dude. We will take another Eerie. I think that's our second one today. Colossal, the Melmetal. Hey, and we get our third illustration rare of the box. We got the Chatot, our little parrot friend. Looks like he is straight out of the movie Rio in this scene. Just hanging out in the villa, helping people do their laundry. Apparently in the Pokemon world, Chatots aren't just annoying parrots. They help people do their laundry. What is the flavor text on this card? Let's see if it goes along with it. It mimics the cries of other Pokemon to trick them into thinking that it's one of them. This way, they won't attack it. I don't think that has anything to do with folding or drying laundry, but we'll take it. All illustration rares are good in my book. Our last card was a Koraidon. All right, what are we still primed to hit? We might have, the pull rates are similar to what other Scarlet and Violet has been. We might still have one more like full art in here. We got a lot of the Carvanas today. Ekans, the chonky Turtwig that can't be grabbed with Buddy Buddy Poffin. Metagross, we still haven't pulled a Metang today. I got enough in my pre-release, but still. Jilbur, the Frostmoth. Hey, what was I just saying? We got the full art, Bianca's Devotion. Full art trainers are always cool. Like I said, I don't think it's a super playable card, but hey, we will take a full art trainer any day of the week. Bianca looks very excited about something. I'm not sure what it is. The Hoothoot, Beldum, Heatmore, Roly-Coly-Oly, Box Lunch, the Screamtail, Sableye, another Mist Energy, okay, in case we build Lugia, and a Whimsicott. We have 4 packs left, one of each art, the full set. I would love to still pull an Iron Crown EX, would probably be my go-to hit if I had to pick something right now. So that's what we're going to say. We're going to say we're going to get an Iron Crown EX in one of these next 4 packs, because I do want to be building that future box deck. Deerling, the Pidove, the Pineco, the Mawile, Cinccino, we'll take more of those, Sableye, Great Tusk, Cini, Hoothoot. Hey, that's how you call him, folks. That is our buddy Mr. Iron Crown EX. Of course, it has the Cobalt command that says attacks used by your future Pokemon except Iron Crown EX do 20 damage more to your opponent's active Pokemon. Also does have an attack that does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Not super great with the attack, but the ability. The ability is where it's at for the future decks. Definitely need to get a play set of these guys. Very cool. I believe the Iron Crown EX is also one of, if not the hit of the set, the SAR of that one. So now what do I need to pull in these last 3 packs? Are there any other like good EXs that I need from this set? Honestly, I think I would just be most happy with another Iron Crown. I mean, if we pulled a 3rd A-Spec, they laid out the box incorrectly. get a third one. That'd be pretty insane. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we probably have one more EX in these packs. If the pull rates have been similar to other Scarlet and Violet sets, but we'll see. The Seedot, Totodile, Iron Jugulus, the Anchor Dude, Electrive? Man, what generation did he come? I think I do remember this Pokemon, but not super well. Mudbray, Mawile, and the Farigiraf EX. What's this little dude do? Terra Dark has the Armor Tail. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's basic EX. Okay, can be a nuisance against some basic EX decks. And the Dirty Beam. This attack also does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and 60 to the active for 3. I could see if it was the format was correct, Armor Tail could be viable, but in general, not probably a super viable card. But it's one of those cards like it's a meta card. Like anytime you see the Alolan Vulpix played, not a awesome card in general, but in the right atmosphere, definitely a good card. 2 packs remaining. The Azumarill, Yamper, Reuben, Medicham, Iron Valiant, another Rescue Board, Ribombee, Koraidon, Keldeo, and a Fluttermane. The Tranquil, Mr. Mime having a good time, Raichu sleeping the day away, Vinstini, the Hand Trimmers. I don't think we've even seen the Hand Trimmers yet today. Each player discards cards from their hand until they have 5 in their hand. In the right conditions, definitely could be played in a deck. Rabsca, the Iron Jugulus, the Beldum, the Jungle, and we end our booster box break with the Iron Valiant. Let's take a look at all of these cards one more time. Today we pulled the Gouging Fire, the Farigiraf, Raging Bolt, Incineroar, Koraidon, the Scolvillian, our buddy for our future decks, the Iron Crown EX. For illustration rares, we got the Cutiefly, looking mighty cute, the Chattets doing the laundry, the Littens sleeping. We did get the Skizor EX, big fan of that artwork. I like that one a lot. Bianca's Devotion was our full art trainer we got today. We got the Reboot Pod, the Master Ball, and our big hit, I guess, of the box was the Golden Gouging Fire EX. I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you for joining me breaking open that Temporal Forces booster box. If you like what you saw here, write a comment down below. Like, subscribe, do the YouTube algorithmy things. Until next time, peace out.